Weekly Outdoor Plus is a new and exciting outdoor show presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point. Starring new owner Gary Hintz. His youngest son, the show pro, Jase Hintz. And the show producer, creator, and host, his oldest son, Seth Hintz. So now sit back and relax and get ready to learn about archery and the world of the outdoors.
Jase Hintz here with you again, accompanied by my father Gary. We're going to be going over basically a recap of everything we started from form-wise, and we're going to go over the little things where if you do have a partner, like I've talked about a lot of times, or a camera or a mirror at home, you can go over all these different things and check to make sure that they're actually how they feel, because when you pull back, sometimes your shoulders feel like you have them exactly where you want them, but you're actually not quite there. You have to actually almost feel stretched out to get used to it. So a lot of these little things we're going to go over today are the stuff that you already have heard about, or little friendly reminders that'll definitely help you in the long run hold steadier, aim better, execute a better shot, and in the long run have a lot more fun and hopefully kill bigger deer. You know, that's always our goal here. So we're at Bucks and Bulls right now, and again, if you have any questions or anything, you can come here, talk to my dad Gary or any of the guys that work here. They can always, you know, extra set of eyes never hurts. You know, constructive criticism is like the best thing in this sport for sure. You just have to accept it and hope for the best, and in the long run we'll all be the same shooting perfect hopefully. So we're gonna have my dad pull back here, and we're gonna go over basically everything from the waist up, because that you can see your feet. You got your pre-shot set up where you have your feet set up, shoulder width apart. You got them staggered just a hair, your front foot back, so your shoulders can line up better. But once you have your pre-shot stuff that you obviously can look at and know yourself, when you're at full draw, normally everyone's worried about aiming, what their sight's doing, fighting it left and right, which none of that stuff is stuff that you need to worry about at the beginning here to get your form down, to get your execute your perfect shot. So we'll have them pull back here. The first thing a lot of people can't tell by yourself, you know, you think you have the correct draw length, or you know, maybe you're not holding as good as you can. If you can look and see that his eye is directly above his belly button here, that's what you're looking for. You don't want to be leaning back too far because you got too long of a draw length, because you're going to shoot faster or whatever your issue is there. Make sure you have the proper draw length so you're standing straight up and down, good posture, not going to be moving as much, all right? That's one thing that I highly recommend, especially preseason, or if you're going to come and shoot league and stuff like that, definitely look into that, because you're going to get more tired if it's longer. If it's too short, you're going to be using all your arm muscles to shoot the bull, and you're going to be shaking really bad. So the next one, when he pulls back here, again, he's got his nice consistent anchor point. If you watch someone shoot several times, you can actually watch and see his will always be right on the tip of his nose, because he does it every day, day in and day out. You need to make sure it's always in the exact same spot. That's something that you can kind of feel on your face, but again, if you start floating when you're aiming, you don't want to be doing that either. So someone watching can definitely pick that up for you. Next thing is going to be his back arm. You can see how it's nice and parallel to the ground right now. You don't want it to be really high, really low, because when he's doing his back tension, he's not going to get the proper turnaround. When he brings it down like that, he's using all bicep to hold his bow back. Again, you don't want that. So you can let down for a second. Another one when he's at full draw like that basically is his front arm. That is something obviously you can see, but another person can easily tell you how your front shoulder is. That's a hard one. You can pull back, watch your arm, and your shoulder's really high. Obviously you're using all your muscles to hold it up there. What you want to get in the basically in the comfort zone of doing is when you pull back, drop it right down into it. You can see how low it is right now, it's flat. He drops it down, it's nice, flat to his shoulder, flat to his neck, and that's how you want your shoulder to basically be down in the socket, so you can have a consistent spot at all times, not using your muscles, not shaking. That's our goal. We talked about grip and everything like that, but again, that's something that's your pre-shot when you're doing your feet and everything. When you're about to pull back, double check your grip. We already got your shoulder that someone else can watch for you. You got your back arm being parallel to the ground. You're not in or out. In or out is what we're going to show you right now. That's something that's very major. And in and out is basically, I'm saying in or out, backwards, too high or low. You want it to be consistently perfectly straight. So when you're pulling nice and even forward and backwards, and you're pulling your shoulders together, so it'll shoot easier for you. More consistent you do that, again, you're going to get a more consistent shot, especially if you're not punching your trigger, which again we've gone over a lot, and once you get away from that, like he's using a back tension release right now, if he is not consistent back here, he's never gonna get that to shoot consistently. You're gonna have time shot difference of 10 to 20 seconds, and that's when you start making your bad shots and forcing bad shots. So again, we'll have him pull back real quick. And now when you look at it, you can see that his arm's a hair in, but that's just how he shot for so long. He's not consistently used to it. We've tried a lot pushing it back, but it doesn't work for everybody, like all of this stuff. But this is one thing that I would focus on if you have extra eyes. Try to make sure that his arm's straight in line with his string and that you have everything down a path, basically. Another thing, make sure it's consistent. You know, don't just watch one shot. A guy can fake it one time. You gotta be consistent at doing it all the time. You can let down. So these are all the different kind of basically checkups that if you can either have an extra set of eyes, doesn't matter who, they don't even have to shoot archery. If you can just explain it to them of what you want them to look at, they can tell you easily, you know, is it parallel or not? Everybody can tell you that. That's something that's very crucial. So again, go over your back being straight back, your arm being parallel to the ground, and then again, all your little things, you know, is your draw length the correct length? That's something you gotta start right out of the gates with to make sure you're gonna shoot consistently. Your arm's bent the exact same every time and your shoulders down in the socket. Go over these little things, especially before league or, you know, your off season here, before you get bad habits. It's always a good idea, you know, don't make 40 bad shots, make 10 good ones. And that's what our goal is basically. And if you guys have any questions, again, check this out on YouTube. You can check it out on Facebook or stop in at Bucks and Bulls. Give us a call. We'd be more than happy to help you out. And good luck this year. Hopefully see you guys in the league here.
Just 7 miles east of Stevens Point, Matero's Pub and Pizza. It's worth the drive.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer Speed Dial for crossbows, to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. And the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Wood mat frames are fully customizable handcrafted wood frames. Choose your style of frame, then customize the white maple, cherry, or alderwood mattings with any logo, image, or text. Each and every frame is handmade in central Wisconsin by Master Woodworks, whose creativity and precision led to the creation of these great new frames. Whether you're looking for a single frame or something for the whole group, woodmatframes.com is the place to go. Check us out online or email sales@woodmatframes.com for pricing and ordering information. So when you're ready to put another memory on the wall, come to woodmatframes.com and make it extra special.
This mineral is a game changer. I've put the odds in my favor. It's time to close the deal. I wouldn't change a thing. Finally, the buck of a lifetime. Real deal mineral. The results speak for themselves.
Hi, welcome to Frank's Hardware in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Proud to be family owned and operated since the 1940s. Conveniently located on Highway 10, Frank's Hardware has all your general hardware needs, and we specialize in a wide variety of products, meaning all of your paint, lawn and garden, plumbing, electrical, and many more of those household needs. Not only do we have a new one,
But we can show you how to fix what you already have. Did you know Frank's Hardware also offers a wide variety of services?
so stop on down to Frank's Hardware today. We don't just have great products.
But we have great service.
Bucks and Bulls Archery is Central Wisconsin's favorite archery supply and pro shop. Located at 3272 Church Street in Stevens Point, they have an indoor range, video archery room, and fully stocked pro shop. Professional equipment repair and NFAA certified archery instruction also available. Get in now for a single or group lesson.
Hi, I'm Gary, owner of Bucks and Bulls. Stop in and see us soon.
Matero's Pub and Pizza is located on Highway 66 in Polonia, Wisconsin. Come join us.
again, and I'm going to be going over different styles of releases and how they're going to be more beneficial for you depending on what you're doing with them. And I'll go a little bit into detail on like how to shoot them, but within the next couple of weeks here, we'll be talking about back tension more and more in depth on how they are going to be more, why they are better for you, I guess, and how to shoot them correctly. So the first one that we're going to go over is going to be your basic index finger trigger release. Most people are going to be using this style of release for hunting, a techno hunt if you're going to be shooting in the techno hunt leagues, or just for fun. For practicing and just learning, this is not a bad way to start, just to see if you're interested. It's pretty much the least accurate way to shoot, least consistent, because of how much control you have over your index finger. The way most people learn how to shoot this is just by simply putting it on your loop and pulling back and squeezing the trigger slowly till it shoots. That's one way that you can do it, definitely. All of these releases that I go over should be shot with back tension, and if you know the proper way of doing it, you can do it with any release. It's just really hard to learn on this because you have to have a lot of self-control on not squeezing the trigger and not moving your finger. But we'll get more in depth on the back tension in the upcoming weeks. So again, just your basic index finger trigger release. Very good for hunting, very good for, you know, when you need to sometimes force shots or get shots off sooner or have more control over them. Definitely, you know, an option, but I would not recommend this style of release for tournaments or that kind of deal, or for improving or getting better by yourself. The next one I got is a thumb trigger. This is one that this is a Carter, but it's thumb trigger is basically the same concept, but the trigger is going to be your thumb here. All you got to do is squeeze the trigger and it'll shoot. But these are a lot easier as well to shoot with back tension. And when I'm talking about shooting with back tension, I'm saying you're not using your trigger actually. What you do is you hook it on your string, you pull back, put your thumb on the trigger, and you'd lock your finger there so it won't shoot. Once you have your finger locked on it, you can just pull nice and slow your back muscles together, and eventually it'll shoot all on its own without you actually moving the trigger. That's the key, is you don't want to know when it's going to release. You want it to be a surprise. If you know when it is, you're going to anticipate your shot, you're going to flinch, you're going to be moving. You're not nobody's brain is simply fast enough to see that their pin is on the target and then tell themselves to also squeeze the trigger, because you can't do two things at once in your brain. There's just no possible way, and it's a long ways for the information to travel between your eyes to your brain to your thumb, the whole 9 yards. So learn how to shoot this with back tension, and this is actually what I shoot for competition. This is what I shoot for everything. Even hunting. I won't shoot it for techno hunt, but I'll shoot it for anything besides that, basically, which, you know, I just don't want to cheat it, so I make sure that I always use it for shooting spots, shooting 3D, shooting things I have control over my shot when it goes off. So this is one thing that, on your opinion, you know, could work. Again, harder to learn with, but it can be done. A little bit easier, at least, compared to the index finger. The true way to learn it is going to be basically this here, is called the hinge release. It's called the hinge release because it's got a hinge simply right there at the head, and it's got you can either have it with a clicker or without a clicker. The difference is when you cock the release and you pull back, you just rotate it so the hinge is rotating, and some of them will have a click like this one does. It just clicked, and then all you do is you stop, you freeze your fingers where it is, and you slowly keep pulling until it shoots. Again, this is a way to learn back tension. I mean, a lot of people are scared of it, which you should not be scared of it, because it's just as safe as all these. If you learn how to shoot it correctly, it's extremely easy to use actually. But this is one, again, that I highly recommend to learn on, especially if you're young or just starting. Learn the right way. It's really hard to break old habits. Ask anybody you know about any bad habit they have. It's very hard to kick it until you learn the right way. So start good, you're gonna end good. It's gonna be a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable. These, again, we'll be going a lot more in depth on these in the next upcoming episodes. This is how you basically learn how to shoot back tension. There's one other style of release. It's basically a pressure sensitive, which is the same concept of this, is where you're gonna pull back, and instead of going to a hinge, all you would do is push the trigger all the way down or let off the trigger, depending what style it is. And then it's all pressure. So if you're holding 16 pounds of bolt pressure, you're gonna be, you know, set it for 18, and you just gotta pull harder, and once you get the 2 extra pounds, it'll shoot on its own. So it's another style. It all depends how consistent, I guess, you are with your back wall and how solid your back wall and your bow is. I have a personally hard time shooting those just because I'm not always set up in the exact same spot, kind of like to keep myself guessing. So that's where this is a lot easier for me to get to shoot. just different styles. You got to go through it. You can get a 3-finger, you can get a 4-finger, you can get a 2-finger if you want to. But there's a lot of different options, a lot of different things out there. And if you're interested in trying any of these out, or you'd just like to, learn a little bit more about them, either watching the upcoming episodes, we'll be talking about bag tension, talking about different styles, releases even more, or stop in here. We have a bunch of them, whether it's my release sitting in the back or my dad's release or Dan or James, anyone that works here, we all have our own different releases. None of us shoot the same one. So, obviously none of them are better than the other ones. They're all the same different deal. So if you want to check them out and come on in, feel free. We're more than welcome to share our stuff and try it out and see if you like it or not before you, spend any money on it. You might as well make sure you're going to like it. Do you guys know that you can test the straightness of your arrow without any extra tools? If you guys missed any of my other lessons and tips, feel free to check them out on the Hintz Media YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
Get your photos on an upcoming episode during our fan photo segment presented by Barbershop, your vacuum and sewing machine headquarters, where you buy with confidence. Simply send us your photos with a brief description to weeklyoutdoorplus@live.com or find us on Facebook. Then watch for yourself in every week's new fan photo segment. Now let's see who sent us their photos this week. Our first picture this week was sent in by Bill Showman after trying Jase's French tune lesson himself. And next we have one from Brian and his friends enjoying the James River. And here's an awesome shot of the central Wisconsin summer solstice. Next up we have one from Dayton with these monster largemouths. And here's another great shot of a central Wisconsin sunset. Next we have one from Drake Jarowski, who got a picture of these elk roaming the city in Yellowstone Park. And here's one from Tommy with his big walleye of the day. And our last picture this week comes from Jeff Reichert of John and John Jr. out fishing in Green Bay. Thank you to all of this week's entries in our fan photo segment presented by Barbershop. Don't miss out on your chance to be part of the show by sending in your photos to weeklyoutdoorplus@live.com or find us on Facebook. Now back to the show. Next time you go out, make it memorable at Matero's Pub and Pizza. Woodmat frames are fully customizable handcrafted wood frames. Choose your style of frame, then customize the white maple, cherry, or alderwood mattings with any logo, image, or text. Each and every frame is handmade in central Wisconsin by Master Woodworks, whose creativity and precision led to the creation of these great new frames. Whether you're looking for a single frame or something for the whole group, woodmatframes.com is the place to go. Check us out online or email sales@woodmatframes.com for pricing and ordering information. So when you're ready to put another memory on the wall, come to woodmatframes.com and make it extra special. Bucks and Bulls Archery is central Wisconsin's favorite archery supply and pro shop. Located at 3272 Church Street in Stevens Point, they have an indoor range, video archery room, and fully stocked pro shop. Professional equipment repair and NFAA certified archery instruction also available. Get in now for a single or group lesson.
Hi, I'm Gary, owner of Bucks and Bulls. Stop in and see us soon.
Real Deal Mineral. The results speak for themselves.
Inside you, there's an outside you. A you that takes the road less traveled than the road less traveled, and finds the comforts of home extremely uncomfortable. This is for that you.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Lite Ultra, voted #1 single pin adjustable sight for 10 years running. The Optimizer Speed Dial for crossbows, to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. And the Optimizer Horizon, offering unmatched accuracy from both short and long range firearms. All Optimizer sight systems utilize range dial shoot technology. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
Do you guys know that you can test the straightness of your arrow without any extra tools? If you guys missed any of my other lessons and tips, feel free to check them out on the Hintz Media YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
I'm down here in Fulton County, Illinois again on one of my leases. What I'm going to do is put up a camera here. My stand is right up here, and then I got like 3 or 4 really nice trails running through here that are really beat. I'm just going to stick this camera on one picture every 30 seconds. See, that'll be enough because it'll probably be here all summer. So what I'm going to do, turn it on, put it on a tree, and come back a month or so and see what it looks like. They'll just be starting to grow their antlers now, but it'll still be kind of neat to just, you know, watch them grow, see how big they are, at what time of year. I did see a couple deer while I was walking in. But they're kind of low on the tree because the ground goes downhill here a little bit. Hopefully I'll catch them walking through. Every time before I leave, I always double check, make sure I turn it on, because believe me, I drove 500 miles, put a camera up and forgot to turn it on. Go back in a month and they'll have 0 pictures. I want to get the biggest trail here. Big trail's right down here. So. Just like that. It looks good. Good angle. Perfect. I'll leave it right there. Okay, we got camera number 2 here. Now I'm in Knox County, Illinois. I'm putting this camera here because I just put up a new ladder stand here like a month ago. It's Memorial Day weekend now. Bugs are bad. 8:30 in the morning, it's 80 degrees. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time out here. I knocked down the grass and brush here, so when the wind blows I don't get pictures of that. And the reason I'm putting it here, like I say, there's a new stand here. A couple of big trails up here that look like they're being pounded too, so I'll get pictures of deer walking by them. And then again, make sure you turn your camera on. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, it's on. Got it pointed towards the 2 big trails. I always try to cover 2 trails with one camera just because it makes it easier to, you'll see more deer. It's supposed to rain today, so I don't know how long I'll be out here. I'm at a couple more places I gotta go look for some sheds yet that I haven't looked yet. It's been a while since I've been to these places, but this looks good. Big, deep, thick, dark woods. I think during the rut the bucks will be cruising through here like crazy. We do have another stand down, a mile down or so, where we end up seeing a lot of deer. They'll probably come through here too, I don't know. Laying on the deer trail. Coming down the hill is an antler, and right here's a barbed wire fence. Probably jumped this fence and the antler fell off. I didn't even pick it up yet. It doesn't even look like it's chewed at all. Kind of neat. Memorial Day weekend, you find a shed antler on a fence crossing like you always look, not eaten up yet, 80 degrees, buggy. That should be somewhere where it's air conditioned. I can't hardly believe this. Right on the edge of this field, I found my second shed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points on one side. It's going to be a nice one this year. This is going to be a good buck too. 2 different deer, obviously. I never find sheds this late in the year, but maybe they held on to them longer this year, because earlier we were looking for them, we couldn't find hardly any. Now I come later in the year and they're laying all over the place. So I guess you never give up, keep looking, especially where you hunt. Now this guy'd pump you up for next year, huh? Find something like this, right? And I got to stand 200 yards each direction from here. Pretty cool. This is one way you don't want to find your deer. Summertime, spring of the year. This thing died from something, I don't know what, but man, it made a good buck. Holy cow. Good solid 10 pointer. There'll probably be a 150-inch deer next year, or this fall, I should say. Yeah, I went from Fulton County, put up a camera, check some stands. Now I'm in Knox County, put up a camera, check some stands, and we come down here early in like March, even end of February, March, look for sheds. We had a hard time finding sheds this year. So for some reason I'm thinking the deer held their antlers longer, because I come down here now Memorial Day weekend, I found 2 really good ones. These are going to be big deer next year, really big. And this one, they look like a match, but they're the same side. There's a lot of similarity there. Forks are all the same, brow tines are the same. And we got one little, even a little 1.5-year-old with a forked brow tine. This is exciting because I thought there wasn't that many deer left or something because they couldn't find any antlers, but then you find 2 of these within a couple 100 yards of your stands. You know, there's something here. For some reason, come back and I'll tell you what, if anybody's interested in hunting down here in Illinois, I got a friend that leases out some land by the week. I think it's 6.5-day hunt. It includes a place to stay. If you want to call me at 715-341-2825, Bucks and Bulls Archery, I can give you more information on that. They're really good hunts. I can give you some references. People have been hunting there. I mean, some of them keep coming back over and over and over again. Some of them 4, 5, 6 years now. And we don't overhunt it. We got food plots, watering holes, stands up, place to stay. It's a nice hunt. Big food plots, corn and beans mainly, a little green stuff. Anyway, if you're interested, give me a call. You know where I'll be.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Weekly Outdoor Plus presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Don't forget to check us out online at facebook.com/weeklyoutdoorplus. See you next week.
Do you guys know that you can test the straightness of your arrow without any extra tools? If you guys missed any of my other lessons and tips, feel free to check them out on the Hintz Media YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.